What's up, y'all? Today, not really doing good, so I just kind of wanted to throw out a random topic and talk about ideology and what it's kind of meant to me throughout my life. Growing up, I grew up in just kind of like a normal family, like your typical American family. My parents weren't religious, they were both working class. My dad was disabled for a little bit. He messed up his knee. My mom worked 2 jobs to hold it down. They weren't religious. My grandparents were. My grandparents were both preachers at one point or another. And I grew up religious, but I lost my faith fairly early on in life. That's a story for another video. I don't know. I don't know what my family was. If they were conservative or if they were Democrats. Their politics wasn't ever really a thing that they talked about a lot. They would complain about this or that like anyone else, but I don't remember specifically it leaning one way or another. And I want to point out that is a privilege. Politics didn't affect their life significantly enough for them to have to care. And that kind of goes for me too. But as I went on in life, I went through obviously a lot of mental health issues, and I really succumbed to nihilism earlier on in life. I just lost faith in anything and everything. I lost all my dreams and aspirations and goals. It's everything kind of came crashing down at once whenever I got kicked out of college, which that'll be another story in and of itself for another video. But yeah, no, I didn't have any hope for anything for myself, and I just didn't give I didn't give a fuck about anything at all. I was really inconsiderate and insensitive. I said a lot of very messed up things. I wouldn't say that I was overtly racist or prejudiced towards anyone directly, but I said racial slurs. I'm not going to lie and say I did. I grew up in a school that had one black kid for each class, for 9th grade, for 10th grade, for 11th and 12th. They had one, and they got treated like absolute shit. And I did defend them sometimes, but that's because I got bullied too, and I knew what that was like. I don't think I was defending them so much because they were black. I was defending them because they were being bullied. Because I didn't really have the worldview that I have now at all. And it took a lot of adversity, and it took a lot of life just shitting on me over and over and over for me to realize that a lot of the bad things that were happening to me was because of how I was. Because I didn't care about people or how I made people feel. It was their problem. It was their responsibility. And it took going through all that I have to come to a point where I understood the things I say do have an impact. It's not just, oh, if you let a word affect you, that's on you. You're weak. No. Words affect people. Words affect everyone. There is not a single human being that's not a narcissistic psychopath that you can say anything to and it not faze them in the least. That is not a quality that we should be proud of. It's inhumane. And I realize that now. So my ideology started early on in life as anarchism that was pretty much fueled by nihilism. So basically, meaningless anarchism, just chaos. And it shifted even further left. Like, once I gained empathy and once I learned the effect that even just someone as meaningless and little as me, the effect and impact that can have on someone, I realized, my belief system needs to embrace that and not discourage it. And I think that's like one of the biggest problems with politics today is like everything is so polarized because of these like non-nuanced views of how we're supposed to perceive things. But it's like the reality of it is perception is reality. Doesn't matter what your intentions are, how someone perceives it is always going to matter more. That's just how it is. And it's like, I'm not saying you should censor every single thing you should ever say. I'm not saying you should, keep, constantly walk on eggshells and worry about people's opinions of you. I'm just saying that you should take into consideration that your actions have consequences. And it's like, I went through a situation today where I posted something on Facebook, and one of my friends on there that I've been friends with for quite some time called me out on it and said that it was disgusting what I had done. And instead of just getting defensive, I looked at it from their point of view and I understood, you're right. That could be perceived differently than how I intended it to. And it is kind of really messed up. I shouldn't be joking about these things. I should take into consideration how it might make other people feel. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it was the easiest discourse I've ever had in my life. And then I messaged her and I told her, it's like, I wish left book could be like that all the time. Like, that's how cancel culture works. But she told me, if it weren't for the fact that she knew me better, like she had known me as long as she has, that she would have just blocked me because it was disgusting. And she was right. It was. And I'm learning from the experience the best I can and just trying to do better, because that's all we do. That's all we've ever done as people, as human beings throughout history, is we've messed up and we've either learned from the mistake and done better and grown as human beings, or we continue to mess up over and over again because we refuse to hold ourselves accountable. So now, I don't know what my ideology is. I say I'm a leftist because, like, I believe there's bits of anarchy and bits to communism and socialism that are all definitely valid points and should definitely be implicated into our society for the benefit of everyone. But there's also criticisms regardless. And that's all I really got. Sorry it went into this crazy long story, but like I said, I just really need to distract myself today. If you see this, Bubby, happy birthday. Daddy loves you and misses you. Thanks for watching, y'all. Much love.